right, here we are. Let me turn this. That'll make it easier for everybody. Let me see here. Turn it that way. See if we can turn this. All right, we're locked this way. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'll get this rotated. This is for Renogy, and let me go see if I can rotate this screen real quick, and we'll be back. Take a look at these products. Don't twist it around. Or if you do, come stand right here. Stand next to it. Just show the products. You can look at it. I think that's what we're doing. All right, everybody, welcome to the live stream. We're gonna film it vertically for a minute, see if we can get it horizontal. So we're gonna be doing the best deal of the year for Renogy. Let's see if we can back up a little bit and get some more in the frame here. Perfect. Renogy's gonna be doing the best deal of the year. And right now we've got an extra special deal for the live stream. So here's some of the things we're gonna be checking out. Let's go ahead and get a little bit closer look here. Okay, so everybody, welcome. Leave any comments or questions you have in the chat. We're going to be today doing a live stream. This is going to be more than an hour, so make sure that you have any questions that you want to know. Let me know, because I'll take my time to go through anything. We got some solar panels here. Renogy's an awesome brand. They've been around since 2010, and they were started in Louisiana State University, so pretty cool brand. I'll tell you a little bit more about them as we get started. I've got some awesome lithium batteries. These can replace car batteries. They're 12 volts. I've got a deep cycle lithium iron phosphate battery. So deep cycles are cool. We'll talk about how that's different and special and how you can use that for its unique purposes here in a minute. And then we've got some chargers, some charging stations, and some monitoring stations. So let's go ahead and start talking about why Renogy's special, why their deal is going to be great today, and this particular Cyber Week, and especially today during the live stream. This is the best time of the deal. This is the best time of the year, and the best deals of the year for Renogy. So thanks for anybody for tuning into this live stream. It's going to be great. Let's go ahead and get a closer look here. We can unbox some of these solar panels and talk about just look how lightweight these are. These are putting out 200 watts each. So my goal today is to get these mostly installed on this truck here. As most people know, I've been working on this truck for a couple of years, saving up, getting this thing ready to put a new Cummins motor in it. So when this thing's running, it's going to need a new power situation, and this is going to be the new power setup for it. So that's my goal for today, is to go through these products, maybe 5-10 minutes each, and then we'll get these installed maybe 5-10 minutes each, and answer some questions, do some Q&A. So hang out in the live stream and let me know if you have any questions. All right, let's flip this around and get a better look. Okay, so we're still going to be vertical for a little bit. That's all right. Let me put this back. I wanted to show you how lightweight this was. And check out how minimal the wiring on the back is of this. So most of this is just solar panel. This thing's like 99% efficient. These are some of the most efficient solar panels. And we'll talk about those statistics here in a little bit. All right, I think I might not need gloves. It might not be too cold. It's pretty cold this morning. We got a little bit of snow left around, so here we go. Let me go ahead and pull up one of these batteries first, and we'll talk about Renogy. So they have some cool goals about renewable energy and renovation. So that's how their name came about. Renogy is renovation and renewable energy. So like I said, they've been around for more than 10 years now. It's going on 14 years where they were started in LSU. So they're not new to the game. They've got some of the best technologies. This battery is super cool. It's got a lot of like its own features. They have their own apps that can connect. Like this battery has its own Bluetooth built into it. So you can connect it to your app and check its charging status at any time. But even if you don't have just one of the batteries with the Bluetooth built in it, maybe you just have a deep cycle bank, then you can hook up Bluetooth monitors to the charging stations. This is an inverter charger, so we'll talk about how that's different than an inverter you might find in like an RV that you plug stuff into, and how you could use this to keep your batteries nice and charged and to get that same sort of power conversion. So let's go ahead and pull out the manuals. They've got some interesting talking points for each one of these, so I can show you their key features. And we'll start with the batteries, and we'll do the solar panels next. Okay, so the deep cycle battery, let's do that first, because a lot of the same features that the deep cycle battery has, so does this automotive battery, but this automotive battery also has some extra features. So we'll talk about this one first, and then a lot of the same features we'll swap over. So, but I'll mention those ones that do and those ones that don't. And if you want to go ahead and get close, let me grab a stool so I can get a nice close look at that. Here we go. Let's pull up this battery. I like this battery too. It's got these rope carrying handles, and when I was little, we always had our own battery carriers that had rope handles. They're just a little easier to carry batteries around with and a little more secure than the plastic handles. But you can also just pick this up by hand as well. So I'm a little out of breath because I ran with that stool. So this battery, I believe this is considered a dust cover, but you don't need to disassemble batteries anyways. And so we're talking about a deep cycle battery here. We've got a couple of bolts in the top here, typical deep cycle. These are super cool. You can put them in a battery bank of up to 16 batteries. You can only run them up to 48 volts. So you put them in like 4 different pairs of 4 series. So that makes sense for 4 batteries, 12 volts plus 12 volts plus 12 volts plus 12 volts. You can get them up to 48 volts. So you can have a 48 volt deep cycle battery bank in this system. The inverters, all of their products are going to work with that as well. And a lot of electric motors and stuff run on 48 volts. So that's a good voltage to be able to get up to. And again, if you have an inverter that goes either way, you can always step up to using that 48 volts into like 120 if you need to as well, like standard plug-in. And we'll talk about that whenever we get into the inverter, because this inverter is super cool. Talking about their deals today, I forgot to mention, I was checking them out, like at least, like the least I saw of the stuff that was on deal was 25% off, like close to that. It was more than 25, I think, up to like 55% off. So their deals are like super good. And that was everything I'm talking about today. Pretty much everything on their website, almost everything on their website is on a deal today. So like I said, everything was like at least 25% off. That's crazy, because I've honestly been considering, I have one small solar panel and I've been considering getting some more, putting a couple of small ones, because I have a few on top of my truck, and getting a deep cycle setup, because I have some deep cycle batteries, but nowhere near as nice as this. So this totally eliminates that thought process for me, where now I know I have a great battery system in this truck. It's going to be running soon. A lot of people ask about that, and I'll go ahead and address that, because people seem to ask every week in the comments. We're basically just waiting on a lawsuit to finish up. However that goes, yeah, we've had some medical debt ever since I tore the engine out. Right around that time, we got some medical debt, and I wasn't able to like finish it up quickly, and there was some malpractice involved. So once that lawsuit's done, which has like officially been filed finally, then this will be running. But that's why it's been sitting. So this is like, you know, my main truck, the main thing I always wanted to use it and used before. So working out of the Ranger's been tough. Being able to just like deal with my tools, being able to run electric tools is impossible out of the Ranger. So having this big truck back on the road, having a nice battery system in it that I'll be able to run all my tools off of, it's just going to be like another step up, big game changer. It's just as big for me as like getting this thing running, having some nice battery system in it. I've been looking at upgrading the batteries, because the Costco batteries I've had in there have just died on me like every year. Every time I go into Costco, they give me a hard time about warranting them. You're not going to have a problem warranting stuff with Renogy. They've got like up to 10-year warranties on some of their stuff, 5-year warranties, 10-year warranties on the ones I saw. So I'm guessing most of their stuff has great warranties like that. That's incredible for batteries. So yeah, we'll go through that whenever we look through the manuals as well. We'll just spend a few minutes on each one of those. So that's just a look at that. Let me pull these out real quick. I'll go grab a tool. You can zoom in on that, and I'll show you what that connection's like. All right, just use a pair of pliers to take these off. These batteries, I haven't even put out the manual yet. I've already just been talking about it so much. These are really cool batteries. They have like built-in safeties in them, so when they're inactive for a while, they'll disconnect. They have an internal safety disconnect in them, fuse. And so just in case, you're not supposed to touch anything from metal to metal on a battery, but just in case, these have fuses built in where if you do, they'll be inactivated. So they'll be inactive if they haven't been used. Again, that's just an extra safety on batteries. You should never really short them. That's considered shorting it. So I'm sure most people watching this know that. No, I don't know. There might be a lot of people who are interested in these batteries, so that'd be good information. And people who would be interested in these batteries might be somebody who has like a work truck like this. It might be somebody who's interested in getting off the grid, and you just want some extra backup power And we can talk about the uses for that too in a little bit. And then maybe people with an RV, or maybe people with a boat. And there's like, I have some of the solar panels here. These are some of like some really nice ones. I'll say that again, and I'll talk about them when I get to them. They have some that are flexible. So like you can put them on campers that have like the teardrop shape to them, or you could put them on boats, or this one's a Suitcase solar panel, and it puts out 200 watts just like this one does. So, you know, there's options for portability. This one's made for, you know, just bringing with you and adding to a solar array if you already have one, or being more portable. So anyways, we'll talk about how I can even use that whenever I already have a solar panel on this truck. Okay, so that's a pretty good look at this battery so far. Some of the other interesting things and key features that's going to apply to both of these batteries are this lithium iron phosphate has like a deeper energy density. So this battery is actually really light, and it's a 200 amp hour battery. Like I don't know, I don't know how else to show that. Like I can curl it with one hand pretty easily. That'd be hard to do if it was more than like 60 pounds, I think. I don't think it has the weight on there, but I'm telling you, like for the size of this battery, this thing's light. So lithium's pretty sweet when it comes to the energy density. And that's the same thing with this one. I probably could pick it up with one hand with a little, I mean, obviously I could, that could be with the big one. That handle's smaller though. But that one feels a little more dense even than this one. This one, deep cycle battery is a little bit different. So the quality is 5,000 cycles on these. That's pretty impressive. Most batteries are like 3,000, 3,500 that I've seen at a minimum. So 5,000 minimum's like super good quality battery. Yeah, I think that's one of the main things that Renogy focuses on with everything I've looked at, is like their quality is one of the best too. So, but their price is also like super good. Again, check out the deals, especially the live stream deals right now. If you check out the description and the links there, there's a code Roadside Rescue for the live stream deals. It's an even extra deal, extra better deal. So check that out. This has, yeah, like I said, some protection mechanisms in it. So it's designed for RV use, and the way that it's used in RVs with electrical protection setup. Low temperature cutoff, so that means you can mount it outside. Balancing, so if you have it in a bank with other Renogy batteries, they'll balance themselves. Actually, these things are really cool when they balance themselves as well. They will, we'll go into this manual a little bit more maybe in a second. But whenever they balance themselves, they have like over voltage and under voltage protection. So if you have them in like groups in banks, like I was talking about earlier, to go up to like 48 volts or whatever, or just in series or parallel, they'll monitor which battery is getting more voltage or is already charged, and it'll stop charging that battery while it's still monitoring all the rest. So that's something that a lot of battery banks and chargers don't do. Maybe that was the charger particularly that does that, so we'll look at that. But that's something that's super, I think it would be the battery, because the charger would only be able to monitor one output at a time and not the individual voltage of each battery. So super smart batteries, and these are a little bit higher capacity than like even advertised. A lot of people will go for like a little bit under the advertised number. They even go for over the advertised number. So it says here that it has 200 amp hours. It actually has 212 amp hours. So they go even a little bit extra at Renogy and give you a little bit extra power in your battery. So that's cool. And again, easy to expand. That's what I was talking about, where you can put them in 4 parallel groups of 4 up to 48 volts. So you can have these deep cell batteries in groups of 16. Okay, let's go ahead and look at another battery or solar panel and scoot this one back into its place. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. I'll come back to it. Have there been any questions?
Someone asked, are they doing a Cyber Monday sale?
Yeah, Cyber Monday. Check out their website. They have a ton of deals on their website, so check out their website. And especially right now, the best deal of the year is right now, and you get the extra live stream deal. So if you're trying to wait for a deal or something, the time to get one's honestly right now, literally right now. So that's a good answer to that question. Okay, all right, so we got the Renogy charger here, Renogy Core 1, the ONE Core. This is cool because if you don't want to mount this, and we'll take it into the truck in a little bit and show how this can go into the system, but if you don't want to mount this, you can also just use the box as like its own little case. So have that set up. All right, let's go ahead and talk about a solar panel and get back to this other battery with some different features in it. All right, so here we got a 200-watt Suitcase solar panel. Let's flip this back over. And pull this up. So both of these solar panels are 200 watts, and I'll definitely pull out the manual and talk about these solar panels because they have some really cool features. I don't remember exactly what they're called yet or what the acronyms are. And this one is designed for just being easy to set up. And like I said earlier, Renogy's really made to just add to itself. The battery banks, the deep cycle batteries, they're made to just have a lot in the system, 16. They're made to have some and then get some more and add stuff to them. So they're made to be expandable. And this particularly is like one of the expandable items right here is a Suitcase solar panel, solar generator right here. This will generate electricity from the sun. So if you already have an existing solar setup or if you want something a little more portable, this is a great option. Like I said, I'm gonna go later. I have a ladder and we'll climb up on closer to the roof of this truck and get a look at how we can mount this. I've got some ideas, but we got to come up with some ideas of how you could use this with an already existing solar panel setup. And especially with the chargers I have here, I have an inverter in the truck and we'll talk about how that's different than this inverter also. But especially with this setup, super cool because you can hook this up to solar panel, which you can't hook up without being hooked up to something else. So you hook up your batteries and your grounds, and you can hook it up to your vehicle. So that's what I'm gonna do in this truck. And you can run this off of 3 different powers. You can run your battery power, your alternator, and the solar all through this same charger right here. So that's something that's easy to do with this truck. And so maybe we'll talk about, you know, particularly for how I would use this as a mobile mechanic is going out on a job. If, you know, I need some extra current or, you know, I'm gonna take this, my plan is to take this like to different states and to pick up projects and stuff with it in the future once it has a nicer motor, which is what I'm doing. Then, you know, if we take that, we'll be camping out of this, and then we'll have a bigger power load out of there, I'm sure, if we're camping. So maybe we'll need like an extra solar panel to take with us. The ones I have, I believe, are all like 100-watt solar panels, and I have one that's like this tall. So compact for its size, way more efficient. We'll talk about, I guess we're already here, how these are more efficient, and I'll need the manual for that acronym. But basically these can measure, these are smart because on some solar panels, when you cover up part of the panel, it'll like cut power. On these, they'll measure which ones are getting power and they'll just draw power from those. So they're way more efficient because they're not interfered with as much by dust and debris or partial shade, or shade being on part of the surface here. So this is like honestly top tier solar panel, something to take camping and just set up and work perfectly. So let's go ahead and set this up. So my shoe there. All right, so it has these super cool aluminum adjustable legs. These are really great quality, like really strong. They're not hollow or anything. These are nice milled aluminum, it feels like. So good locking nuts in here. And then while we're here at the back of the solar panel, this will be nice. Talk about everything's got Bluetooth connectivity in this setup. We'll talk about the Bluetooth. They have their own app, so like I said, some of the batteries have their own built-in Bluetooth. There's a Bluetooth device you can hook into the charger and monitor this. Looks like we might have some Bluetooth in here by the looks of it. And when it comes to solar panels, you've got your positive and your negative connection here. We've got a monitor here, so that's nice. It's already on, and we're not even facing the sun, so it's pulling some good current. And this is the standard solar hookup, so you don't want to hook these up to a charger without a battery being in the system. So that's something important to note right off the bat while we're looking at a solar panel. Don't hook these up first. Don't get power pushed into the system without somewhere for that power to go. That's not good for the inverter or the charger. So yeah, again, simplicity on these. Crossover wires, just nice and short. Everything tucks in the back here. That's one of their main things, just how simple this is to take with you. Do a setup in 2 seconds. All I've been doing is talking about it. And then honestly, 2 adjustable legs is nice, because if you got some uneven ground like right here, just go ahead and adjust it for that. On a lot of the cheaper solar panels, they don't have adjustable legs like that. You can't. The portable ones, you can't adjust them. They just have single flip out legs that are all the same length.
Can we switch this to landscape mode?
Let's give it a try while we look at these products. I'll go look at it one more time and see if we can switch this to landscape mode. Let's take an intermission for 2 seconds and look at those products. always put on the same one. Let's see. We will probably have to cancel the live feed. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Let's go ahead and do that.